So this video is intended to help you understand problems that writers may have in using pronouns correctly. And this grammar concept is called clear reference. So good writers make sure that their pronouns refer clearly to their antecedents. So I'm going to show you some sentences in which that good writing occurs. So the first sentence, I asked Mr. Jordan for the answer, but he didn't know it. The pronoun in question here is the two pronouns, actually. The first is the pronoun he, and he refers to Mr. Jordan. So Mr. Jordan is the antecedent to he. The other pronoun in question is this pronoun here, it, and it refers to answer. So answer is the antecedent to it. So this sentence is written correctly. The pronouns clearly refer to their antecedents. The Potters have a new sailboat on which they intend to cruise. Again, the pronoun they has a clear antecedent, and that antecedent is the Potters. The next sentence, handing George the coat, the salesman said, "Try this on for size." The pronoun this refers clearly to the coat, which is the antecedent. So, pronoun reference problems. The first problem is called an ambiguous reference problem. An ambiguous reference occurs when a pronoun refers confusingly to two antecedents so that the reader does not know at once which antecedent is meant. So, for example, the President appointed Senator Moore as chairman because he was convinced of the importance of the committee's work. So this pronoun he, it's not clear which is the correct antecedent, Senator Moore or the President. So was the President convinced of the importance of the committee's work, or was Senator Moore convinced? We don't know. So that sentence is an example of an ambiguous reference, pronoun reference error. So how do we clear it up? We need to make sure that our readers clearly understand what he refers to. So a rewrite could be, the President, convinced of the importance of the committee's work, appointed Senator Moore as chairman. Now there's no longer any ambiguity. Another sentence with ambiguous reference problem is this one here. The partnership between Jones and Potter ended when he drew the firm's money from the bank and flew to Brazil. So this pronoun he is ambiguous because we don't know whether it refers to Jones or Potter, who drew the firm's money from the bank and flew to Brazil. So a rewrite could be this. The partnership between Jones and Potter ended when Jones drew the firm's money from the bank and flew to Brazil. In this rewrite, the word he is specifically replaced with the word which is the antecedent to the pronoun. General reference. General reference is another pronoun reference problem, and it's defined as occurring when a pronoun refers confusingly to a general idea that is only vaguely expressed. For example, the boys wore ski boots to their classes, which the principal disapproved of. Generally, these kinds of reference problems occur with the words which and that, this and that, and it, which tend to capture ideas that are generally expressed in the previous portion of the sentence. So in this portion of the sentence here, we get the idea that the principal disapproved of the boys wearing ski boots to classes. So a clearer sentence for this might be this rewrite. The principal disapproved of the boys wearing ski boots to their classes. Another example of general reference, during class, Tom tapped his pencil on the desk, scraped his feet on the floor, and dropped his books. This annoyed the teacher. Again, the word this captures the general idea of the teacher being annoyed by Tom tapping his pencil, scraping his feet, and dropping his books. So we can combine these two sentences and eliminate this and make it clear what annoyed the teacher by writing, Tom annoyed the teacher by tapping his pencil on the desk, scraping his feet on the floor, and dropping his books. And finally, last example for general reference, we sat down and talked for a while. It helped clear up the misunderstanding. The word it generally refers to the idea that the misunderstanding was cleared up by sitting down and talking for a while, but it's not clear as these sentences are written. So we need to rewrite and express that more clearly. We sat down and talked for a while. Our discussion helped clear things up. A third reference problem is called weak pronoun reference. And these are pretty easy to identify because a portion of the sentence is actually missing some information. It occurs when the antecedent has not been expressed but exists only in the writer's mind. So here's an example of weak reference. We spent the day aboard a fishing boat, but we didn't catch a single one. Well, obviously the reader, or maybe not obviously, the writer is referring to the fact that they didn't catch fish. But fish are not mentioned in this sentence. So a proper rewrite would include fish in the sentence. We spent the day aboard a fishing boat, but we didn't catch a single fish. In this rewrite, the word is clearly written in the sentence. Here's another one. He is a great believer in witchcraft, but he doubts that they ride on broomsticks. So I think the writer is talking about witches, but again, the writer needs to express witches in the sentence. So a proper rewrite would read, he is a great believer in witches, but he doubts that they ride on broomsticks. Again, witches is put directly in the sentence. Or a second option, he is a great believer in witchcraft, but he doubts that witches ride on broomsticks. Either choice, witches is placed in the sentence. And the last reference problem of the 4 pronoun reference problems is indefinite reference. An indefinite reference is the unnecessary use of it, they, and you. For example, in the final chapter, it implies the hero died a martyr's death. So in this sentence, you can eliminate the word it. And if you do that, you can also eliminate the word in. So the sentence would read simply, the final chapter implies that the hero died a martyr's death. Again, it's the unnecessary use of in it that makes it an indefinite reference problem. Another example, on planes that are in flight at mealtime, they serve meals without charge. Now, I'm not really sure what they refers to, but you can eliminate they and rewrite the sentence and make it more clear by simply writing, on planes that are in flight at mealtime, meals are served without charge. And the last example of indefinite reference, in some countries, you don't dare express political views openly. So this word you is unnecessary. And to make it clear for the sentence, you can rewrite the sentence to read, in some countries, the people don't dare express political views openly. And that's the correct revision for indefinite reference. So these are the 4 reference problems that make sentences unclear.